Hello, Board Game Shenanigans here. So, got a delivery of the second wave of Chronicles of Drunagor today, which is all the apocalypse and new expansions. And this box is huge, what's been delivered to me. There's a banana for scale for what you got in this box, this massive box here. So I'm gonna put this down, and then we can open up the main box and see some of the expansions inside. So here's the start. After opening the box, off the packing material they put in here is like torn up Pokemon card boxes. Looks like some sort of children's magazine thing. They've got all like these different quizzes in here and things like that. Like, oh, do this questionnaire all to do with Pokemon. Very interesting and different. That's the thing with Zatu. I'm not 100% on their packing material and stuff they use. I've had stuff delivered by them and it's just entirely made of like just a cardboard box with nothing, no packing material. Sometimes it's got this ripped up cardboard that just goes everywhere. There's like mountains of it. Got most of it, so let's crack on with a few boxes that come out. So, start with the small one. Got this focus, there we go, Fallen Sisters. So this was a I think this is one of the like the early bird type things that you get for free for backing it, like day one. I think it was something like that, or following the campaign. I think it was one of those. So the thing where they've done this, where they put this cardboard, it's all powdery, so you've got this like layer of dust over all the boxes that come in the package. Yeah, I don't like that at all. They've messed up deliveries and things like that quite frequently, so they're not the best. Well, let's just get this one out. Here's the back if yeah. So it's an overlord. So in the game you have the commanders that show up, and they're like the main bosses for like that mission you're playing. An overlord is where you swap it out and make an even more powerful monster that's above a commander. And these ones, they always have an ability on them called Maelstrom, and that one means when you get to the boss's activation, they reset their attack cards, so they'll have different attacks every turn rather than the same ones for the whole fight. So that's the main difference between an overlord and a commander. So this one you can just drop into the new campaign, you can drop into the old one, because anytime they ask for a commander, you can throw an overlord to make it harder if you want. So this one's got 8R, which kind of means 8 plus the number that no, it's 8 times by the number that they give in the mission plus the number of players. So if it was like 2 plus 2, because you have 2 players, 2 health, it'd be 4 times 8, and then you've got 32 health on the boss, and then you fight it, and if you win, you carry on your mission. I'll leave the cards in there. It's just overlord attack cards. Thing with this, it's like, well, this is a single mini, single thing. Am I going to use this box? This might just throw in somewhere else, you know what I mean? It's just takes up a lot of space for what it is. You know, it could be taken out and this left on the side somewhere else. You don't need to keep that box in, unless you can fit that box in another box somewhere. But yeah, so some sleeves, pretty basic for all the cards in the game. They're always the same size. All little cards, 6 packs of sleeves, nice and easy. Right. Alright, so we've got Lorien, new character. So this is another one of those, you know, extra backer thing you get, whatever it was. I think there was some for back in the game, some for being an early bird. I think there was like 3 different things. There was like the coins, the big tracker coin, this character, and that boss. I think they were the ones. So another thing with these, like a single character in a box, I'm going to take it all out and put it somewhere else because one box is not something you want to carry around and put on your shelf, really, is it? It's like you want to implement it in somewhere else. So let's get the character board out. That's everything. So we got Lorien, new mage. So there's 3 mages with this one. There might be another one, I'm not sure, a new one, but nothing on the back. That's a bit different because I think the other ones all had like a exclamation of who they are on the back, but this one does not. It just has the back. So that's a bit of a change from the first wave stuff, the old stuff. So they've got all these attacks. So if you don't know how to play the game, you'll definitely have all these cubes that you start with. You place them here, and then you move them up to the different, matching the colour for the abilities you've got. You'll have some abilities for your equipment, and you'll have more upgraded abilities down the side as well. They have like 2 boards, the way this works. So this character here, it starts with 2 reds. Everyone starts with like 2 of one of the 4 colours, and then have 1 of each. And that's the tracker card that goes on the board that tracks the turns in the game. And then it has all its extra skills in here, so there'll just be more upgraded skills that they can level up to during the game. To look at the mini, here's the character. So another mage character. I think I've played a mage in the game for most of it. So mages are good characters usually. They'll use like a implement weapon, which is like a ranged weapon, because like there's like 4 types of weapons. 2 are ranged, 2 are physical, like next to each other, and that's how they go. And then everyone has their own set of equipment that they can equip. They can't equip the other ones, but just how it goes with that game. So let's go with the next like bonus, because might as well. It's a metal coin. Very nice. So this is, you can track who's on the round instead of using the plastic one. The plastic one for me, it's like you grab it with like your fingernail like that. That token of all the tokens is the most worn down token in the entire game. You just see where there's like marks on it. I did pick up a few of these. I think I got one for free, and then just picked up another one just to have one, and it's a pretty nice coin, to be honest. So I'm good I got 2 of them. Back up for something else. Flip a coin for another game, I think, like that. Okay, next one. This is much bigger than I thought it would be. This is like a deluxe board to track the health of the monsters. So it's got 2 boards here, I think. It's not, yeah, must be 2 boards. And then you track, it's got a slot in for each health. Same number of hit points per monster here, but they've made it a much bigger board than it. Yeah, crunchy noise. Yeah. So here's one. On the back of the normal game, they have the boss health and the camp phase, but on these ones, just massive boards. Problem with this is because they're bigger, I thought they'd be a similar size, not this much bigger. So the game already takes up a lot of space on your table, and this is, I don't know, about 50% bigger than the actual ones in the game, in the actual core box you get. So could be a challenge down the line to do that and use it. Right, so all the big expansions are at the bottom of the box, it seems. So we've got Hero Pack 1, quite a thin box. Reminds me of the Ether Fields when they had an extra character for that. It's like a very thin box just to fit in the characters. And this comes with the Deluxe boards, so like new boards that they've it's kind of, they had 2 boards made. I think one was like the prototype one, and then they made the other one, and then they had 2 boards going. One's called like the Deluxe board, but then there's the normal board, which is the one we saw with that Lorien character here. This one is a normal character, but come on, yeah, so like Lorien, that's a normal board, but then they have these bigger boards, which they call them the Deluxe boards. But I wouldn't say they're the deluxe ones. I'd say that they're the standard ones, really, because the ones that have the normal boards, those ones work with the plastic trays, so they're the deluxe experience because you can slot them into the trays and things like that. I wouldn't say the big ones are the deluxe version. I would say they've named them the other way around. It should be the deluxe ones are the ones you can put in the trays. So this has got a handful of new tokens. So these characters will have new tokens to use. Some standees of some guys here. Not sure what they're about, but and a new pet as well. And we've got, these are the pack of classes. So Necromancer, I think some of these are all duplicates, I think. I don't know if they're new classes or not. I'll leave those because I don't really use them. The normal characters, let's get them out. Yeah, so we've got Mordred, a new Necromancer character, double-sided actually. So they've gone with a different method than the old ones, because the old ones, all the characters had a story on the back. This time they've gone double-sided with each character rather than having a card for each character. So there's 8 characters there, but only 4 cards. That's the same what these used to do. These used to be double-sided anyway, but then the smaller ones weren't, so it's a big difference of how they've packaged this game. So here's what the big ones are like. They're a bit different, but the premise of these is you don't have the slots for the cubes if you're using the trays. You just cover up all the skills that you don't have with like white cubes, which I just think is a bit annoying, because then every time you play the game you've got to cover all the skills you don't have and you're wasting time. Whereas in the other one you have little cards that we saw that came with them, and those cards just you slot them in the side when you buy them, so much easier that way. So then these again double-sided, so you can't play this character and this character on the same playthrough, but I do think you have to be a different class anyway, so it's not a big deal. It's just how they planned it out, really. Okay, so in here we've got some slots for stuff. This looks like an annoying insert to me. I'll just say that, because for starters, these are for those tokens. You're not going to be wanting the tokens in a completely different box. You want them with the rest. Some extra slots for minis, maybe that's to put in these other extra characters. Some standee bases, these are for your characters. Sheets, quite a lot of room in there. Silica gel, a good tasty treat for later. A big stack of cards, it's going to have all the different class cards in there, and don't bother looking at them. I mean, a lot of them are just the same. Each character's going to have their own ones, but you want to have a full overview of each one rather than seeing just flick through. So these are just minis, different characters they've added in. Another 8 characters in the box, so quite a lot. Yeah, the minis look alright. I don't see anything damaged or anything. With these, you gotta double check you've not got the wrong ones as well. So when it comes to my experience with the game, I have a lot of fun with it. It's a good game to play through. Played most of it solo, bit of 2-player as well, but I do solo with 2 characters and go through the story that way. I have done the actual core box like complete, and the 2 side expansions that you have to do in the middle. I've not done the 2 after, the one with the worm and the dragon. I've not done those yet, but it's on my to-do list. Alright, we've got one more box in here, and I've figured out what Zatu have done here to package this game. They've sellotaped 3 big boxes together. So I've opened the box and got to a bottom of a box. So I've got to separate these 3 boxes into 3 different boxes so I can open the other 2. So let's just open the Small Companions expansion and then have a look at the other stuff. The main attraction later. Maybe we'll do the Apocalypse last, the main box. So yeah, my game is it's a good game. I do enjoy it. I've enjoyed playing it. Let's get some sound. Yeah, it's probably maybe my favourite dungeon crawler, but I've not played as many as other people. I've played quite a few though. I like Teneris as well, things like that. So this is just like the scenery. So this is kind of followed on from the original where you had the chests, and now they've gone with more scenery for the new game. So for starters, they've got pets. So these pets are from the original game, and now they've got miniatures for them. So like the dragon here, little baby dragon. Big like cat, and here we go. Be like stone golem thing. So they're your companions. So these must be replacing those standees from we just seen, because 4 of these in the other box, and there's 4 of these in here. Are these companions? Quite possibly. Not sure who's who, or if they're all new ones. That's why I don't recognise them. But you did have a few companions in the main game. One that was through most of the missions, really. It's alright. It's an annoying mechanic with little tokens, but harder to keep track of as a token, I assume, because if you've got the tokens, you're just going to pick a colour, and if you forget one mission in particular, I had like 3 companions with me, and it was hard to remember what colour was which, because there were just 3 different identical tokens with different colours. So these like chalices here are good, some barrels. So all these are new mechanics in the Apocalypse. So I'm not sure how they work, but looks good. Put on the board instead of a token. Nice little cupboard. I think it's pretty nice actually. It actually make the game look a bit more realistic than just a few tokens on the board. And some towers. So scenery, quite similar to other games. Again, this box, I think the insert's going to be tossed somewhere else, and I'm going to pack all this somewhere else. I'll have to figure out the best way. Maybe I'll do a storage solution video down the line when I figure it out myself, to be honest. So I'm going to open up these other boxes. Let's get them ready. Alright, so I've cleared up some space and got these boxes separated. Now I could really tell that they were a Frankenstein box from those creases on the side, but it didn't click to me that it actually was 3 boxes until I've opened them. So here's the biggest of the boxes, but probably one of the lightest. It's the Four Horsemen, the miniatures, the bosses of the game. Again, you see this powder. Still packed full of Pokemon cards in here in the second box, so nothing else in here though. It is just this box in one box. So the other one's going to have the main game in it and the stretch goals. So boxes actually are quite protected, they're not busted corners. This one as a box, it's not a like a lidded box, it's like a flap. So, and then for good reason, it's a massive box. I don't think putting a lid on this is going to would be practical. But you could use this box, if you take the minis out, put them on a shelf, you could use this box to store maybe the whole game in it. I mean, it's quite a big, chunky piece. There we go. It's not coming easy, which is a good sign. means it's actually not skimped on the packaging. Okay. Here we go. Massive. Is this stuck together with tape, or is it just click down? Let's have a look. Let's get it out. I think it's just clicked in. There we go. Let's get it back down in there. That'll do. Right, so start with the smalls. The small, yeah. One of these Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, or Four Beasts, as you see. Only one of them's actually a horse, but big tail, grabbing a person in it. That's pretty cool. Let's focus. There we go. So big it can't focus on everything at once. Yeah, nice and meaty. Not going to snap off that. That's massive. Even the staff's quite tough, you know, it's not going to just snap off for nothing. Right, let's go with the lion looking one. There he is. Big mane, rider on top, bones on the base. The other base was a bit more pile of bones, really, like a big sludge pile, but this one got some bubbles on it. Like a big bog, paint it green. I forgot which one's which. This might be pestilence, I'm not sure. Here we go, the actual horse. Here we go, a real horseman of the apocalypse. And we've got some body skeletons at the bottom in a bit of a, it's a bit like a fire, to be honest. I can't tell exactly. This tail is quite thin. As you can see, it's wobbles a bit, but I don't see any damage on it, so it seems quite good. Let's see if we can get this guy's face. He's got like a shrieking skull of a head. And then we have the beast, the dragon rider. There's even a bit of plastic on it. Here we go. Can't even get it in the shop properly. There we go. On a big, like, mausoleum, big dragon, woman on the top. Look at the back, got all the wings here, they've got ridges all the way down, quite prickly to the touch. Same with the tail, big chunky tail, back of the dragon, yeah. And all the minis for Creative Game Studios through the Chronicles of Drunagor, they've got their Meeple logo on the bottom, which is good branding, I think, when they have that, because some, like Simon, they'll have a number on the bottom, and it's like, well, yeah, a production number got you. This one actually, you know, got stamp with their approval, like, you know, know where it's come from then. Yeah, and there's a bit of a post here where it's leveled in and balanced, which you can't notice it that much, but maybe if you cut it off, I bet it would. This would just cave in a bit, so don't want to risk that. So let's see if we can get it back in, because this is taking up a lot of space. So there was, which way was it? Let's get it flat and then yeah. Was it in that way? It was. Or is it facing the other way and I'm just being stupid? No, it's facing that way. Whoa. Disaster. That's staying in the video. We're not here for high quality videos. We're here for seeing the product. Let's put that in there. Lion boy up top. That guy's that way. And the horsey man in the bottom. And then slide on the lid. I won't click it in, just leave it as is. There we go. We got there. we? Or did we? Yes. Oh, there we go. Quite stiff, but it's very tight fit. So, did it actually have? Oh, it does have a description on the back. Let's look at that before we move on. Very squeaky. Yeah. So there we go. War Horsewoman. Oh, that's spelled wrong. Plague Horseman. Famine Horseman. Death Horsewoman. And the Horsewoman, which not to be confused with a horsewoman. Yeah. So let's get that last box and get the main game out. Right, next, stretch goals, and we'll do the actual game last. Well, it's not even a game, it's an expansion to a game. You still need Age of Darkness, which does confuse people, because that big of an expansion, the people thought it was a new game. It wasn't a new game, it was its own thing, you know. If they thought it was, oh, it's number 2, it's the sequel, right? No, it's an expansion. Gosh, get out of here. It's very tough, this plastic, compared to other games. It comes off quite hard. But you get 2 big boxes here, as big as the actual base game, so you get 3 massive boxes of stuff if you just get these 3. And there's quite a lot in here, as you can see. You know, quite a lot for a stretch goal expansion. It's a bigger box than the first wave of stretch goals, but 32 monsters in here, 4 characters, a boss, a bunch of cards, and 15 doors, some standees as well. They may be the ones that's in the other box that I couldn't tell what they were, with the companions in, and some more tiles as well. So you got a bit of everything in this one. No like dinks on the box, so it's quite well packed. Let's get it here in the middle. There we go. Still got the dragons on the side because, you know, they take up loads of space. Right, we've got a capybara, so all big winner there. There he is. No mini. I don't remember. I don't think so. We're missing the capybara mini. Big mistake from CGS there. So we've got a bunch of tokens. These are all those furniture items, as you can recognise the symbols. New handful, new different types of token here to add into the game. Some more standees here. Another one of these flags, that was in the other one as well. Yeah, nothing else. There's one layer. Oh, we've got some foam. Foam's always nice. Nice and chunky, protecting the game. Right, so stack of new dungeon rolls. I usually use the card versions, but these have all of them on. Good to have a handful more of these that are new, because the old ones, there was only the 5, so you never got any more. I got the Dice Tower one, which is just like a bit of a look-based changed version of the leader. So they've got a bit of a record to record the story of this campaign. Is this an addition to a normal sheet? I'm not too sure, but we've got a new book for story, about as big as the original base game one, to be honest. So quite chunky that. I won't open it through because it'll be spoilers. Don't want to spoil for people. Bunch of doors. Well, that one's spoiled the end one, but you know, I have to see it. Chapter 8. So, oh, actually, no, that's the first one, isn't it? They're backwards. We're good. We're good. That's the first one. So then you got the tiles. A bunch of new tiles. These can all be packed together with the other ones, really. Is that a boss one there? No, they're not the same size. Why is it? Is it not double-sided? This? Oh, it is. It is like a boss. All right then, new boss. Yeah. Some new tiles. Yeah, they're quite straightforward. They speak for themselves. I mean, this one looks just like ones in the other game already. So, just some extra tiles. So, with this, they've got a new tray. So I guess this, I can put all the other tokens in, I assume. So, good, we've got 2, but now we've got 2 trays of tokens. And how many tokens is this game going to have? Because it's getting a bit a lot already. It was already a lot with one of these. Now we've got 2. A bit insane. So we've got a tray here with monsters in. 4 missing at the bottom. I assume that's right. And they've just... Well, how many monsters did it say on the back of the box? It was like, was it 32? 4, 8, 12, 16, and then got some more in here. Some more characters to add in. Like, these are crossovers, so that's Medora. Yeah, we've got some more monsters. Whoa, sorry about that. Whoa, what a noise. Terrible. Yes, we've got the heroes in here. And we've got 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, and 4 more here. 16. Yeah, 32. So there's just a bit of room there for someone else. Maybe it's other characters. Well, these are pretty cool, these ones. A big pile of goblins. Look at the boss. The boss is a biggie. Yeah, that's the boss from that one we just saw the card for. These minis, you know, they're quite loose. So they could have put more things in here, really. They're taking up a lot of space, these trays. Are like, you know, they're jiggling around. A few of each. Yeah. Yep. Always good to have more monsters for more variety in this game, really. That's where, you know, you start seeing the same enemy in the story quite often if you don't have the expansions and stuff. Focus. Focus. There we go. Yeah, because without the variety of the expansions, I think the game could get a bit samey. But it's good because there are some enemies that in the game, when I was, you know, picking them at random, I wasn't getting them. Like the skeleton archers, for example. You get told to pick them for the first quest. Then you have them on the boss fight with the undead king. Not too much spoilers there, it's the first 2 chapters. And then, I don't think I ever had them again. Like, I picked them at random, I never had a skeleton archer show up again. I was just picking at random, wasn't really, you know, gaming it or anything. I just didn't get the archers again, that was it. Just look at the ones we missed as well. Let's get the ones here. Doesn't want to focus this guy, he's like he's not real. There we go. Look at the skull out of his head, you know, like a lizard man. Another woman here. A bit similar to the one in the other box. There's like a Medusa, but there was one looked very similar, like almost the same really. Maybe it's a male version, I don't know. Double check it, I'll get it and compare. Just to see. To me, it looks very similar, like 2 different snake people. Yeah, like a man and a woman. I'll timestamp everything below for the different boxes, so if you want to flick through. I know some people don't like sitting through the whole thing, but you know, just gonna upload out there just to have a copy, because I've seen a few people have done, but it's gauge interest, isn't it? Alright, some more big boards. That's the ones in here for the characters you need. And then at the bottom they've given us an empty tray for goodies. Now I don't know who they want you to put in here, but I can already tell that's not going to fit all the enemies. You've got just a simple 20 slots there. Who's supposed to... Is it for all the other expansions, the older ones? That's the thing, I kind of tossed all these out. Well, I've still got them, but you know, I'm not like going to keep them around. It's just like they're too impractical for this. You know what I mean? I don't want to have like too many boxes open at once. So we've got new items in here. We've got a handful of new chest ones, which I think the rule is now the new ones, you have to have an equal amount of a certain type, and then you swap them out with the old ones if you want for the new campaigns. Gorgonless Witch, there we go. Adventure cards and some more enemies, and new commander stuff and more adventure cards. So quite a lot of cards in there, covers everything. I suppose because this is all expansion stuff, I don't need to go into detail, because if you're watching expansion unboxing, you probably own the game, or you know what I mean. And that is the end of the big box here. Well, I'll pack all this back in and grab up the main box. Alright, so here is the main expansion, what you need. That is as heavy as it sounds. So quite a lot on the back here. Goes through what you've got. Not as many monsters as the stretch goals, a lot more cards, a lot more doors. Looks like they've shortened down on the doors than the older ones. And I think maybe is that intentional. I think with the doors themselves, they do work. There's a lot of misprints on them. I think that was the main, for me, I'd say, the main detriment to Chronicles of Drunagor is the big scratch on the back there, if you can see it, pick it up. Yeah, not a big deal, not a dent, but not very nice, is it? Very chunky. Yeah, I think the main detriment of the game is they have a lot of misprints and translation errors, erratas, mistakes, things that just aren't explained too well. That's the main detriment of Chronicles of Drunagor, in my opinion. Like this, for example, we've got the foreteller. They only have it for the core box, so you're missing out. If you want to play the whole thing, you've only got it for the main game, and then when you swap to other expansions, you've got to keep reading instead of having it read to you. But then the other thing is, the apps are wrong sometimes. So I remember one particular quest, you go in, you open the door, you click the app, and it's playing the wrong door, even though you clicked the right number. And then another one I've seen, the app's right and the doors are wrong. You click the doors, you read the doors, it's reading the right text, but you're reading the one on front of you, and it's completely wrong. So here's the bosses. Board for each, all different immunities at the top. Calculate the health based on what you do. I don't know if it can actually get to that high, like 900. We'll have to see. Because I remember I've done like the main boss and stuff. They ended up like well under 100 every time with 2 players. If you're 5, it might go up because you had a certain amount per player, but see if it's true. So then we've got the more silica gel. This is your new rules and interactions, so they've kind of merged it into one book here. So I guess we'll open this one up because I won't look at the interactions, but I can look at the new rules. So other than that, you know, I'll review the game in full. I think it's the best thing to do. And now I'm still wondering if I'm going to do it like I might review wave 1 and then review this wave down the line, just to like get a bit out there, because there's not many people who've talked about this expansion just yet. The only people I can remember is people who got the prototype ones, which, you know, things have changed since then. So, and I haven't seen many reviews of the 1.5, to be honest. The only channel I see talking about it are Board Game Officer, who has all great videos about the game, and it's like the main game he's talked about on his channel, and then Board Game Co, who brings it up from time to time. That's about the gist of it, really. Not many people stick on the game, and a lot more from King of Average, but now he's kind of working for him, so it's expected for him to talk about it and do unboxings because he's helping him out with the game. So, but I wouldn't count anymore. I'd say, well, like, now he's a shill for the game, not in a 100% negative way there, but it's a fact, you know. So there he is, you know. So maybe more people need to talk about the game. So I think I will do a proper review. So it's going through all the new rules, the furniture, things like that. Quite easy to follow. Bit odd though, because now you've got another rule book to look through. So you've got 2 rule books when you're playing the game. But hopefully a lot of it's stuck in my brain so I don't have to keep looking at the old one. With the old one, I really only looked at the glossary for the words, but now they've got a new one in here with all the new stuff, because there are new, yeah, quite a lot. Oh, there we go. It must be at the back here, right? Oh, yeah, all the new tokens. So you've got your polymorph capybara, that's a new one. Entropy's a new one, which is one of those new characters ones. These look new as well. These were in the other one. Quite a few. And then, yeah, here we go. Every single status effect. Whoa, yay. This is like... I think they should have put it on a massive sheet or something and fold it out. That would have been easier. Adventure book. Won't open it. Don't want to spoil the story yet. Leave it. Right, oh. Well, now we've got a massive sheet. Is this everyone on it? Or just per person? Oh, this is the party. That's good. So the party sheet. So they've enhanced the story aspect of the game by writing the shared stuff on one big sheet rather than each individual character. That's a plus in my book. Punch boards. Oh my. That's a lot. The thing is, like, I think it's a challenge to get to the game. Oh, wait. We've not got 3 of these. 3 of these bad boys. Hopefully one's just an extra, because 3 token trays? This game already fills my table. How am I going to fit this on? It's going to be mental. Yeah, so despite the game's faults, you know, mistakes here or there, you work around them. It's a board game. You just kind of, you know, play it by ear and figure out what you're doing round after round. And if you find something that seems like a mistake, just kind of wing it. That's the best thing to do with a board game like this, I think. Same with other long games and big campaigns. You know, every single possible circumstance that happens isn't accounted for, and sometimes you just gotta decide what you want to do. But bit of more, hopefully there's a lot more proofreading and fixes in this one, so it's not full of an errata, because even the errata for the 1.5, it's not accurate, because these are good dividers for the cards, actually. That's good. So is there a card storage in this one? That would be good. Yeah, so you've got the errata, and I've like anything that time I've like, what's this mean? I go and look at the errata first if I can't find it elsewhere, and it usually makes sense. But then there's like, there's a lot of things that aren't in there, and I've got the most up-to-date one. I've seen things like, yeah, that's definitely something that should be on there. There we go, the dragon. Very nice. Yeah, I've definitely seen it, and it's been like, that's not in there. What's that? There's a big mistake here. I can tell. Anyone who's played the game will know this mistake's here, but no one's put it in the errata, so I mean, they need to refresh that. These must be all these different bonuses you can get. Or are these the ones that the story gives you? Because having to write them down are always a bit annoying, but if these are ones that the game has given you, or that'd be good, because having to write them on your sheet and remember what you're doing, you're going to forget them. Like the auras and the status and things like that. Alright, next in we've got a bunch of more tiles. Tiles on tiles on tiles. Good they shrunk it down to just 3 types, because they used to have more. You still get them if you do the you buy the extra trays and the expansions. You get the 12 by 3 ones, and you get the 1 by 3 one. Again, another bunch of enemies. Let's have a look at each miniature once each. Big skeleton. It's like the beefy one, because they've already got a few skeletons in the game. Guy with a chain. Some sort of sorcerer here. There we go. Very nice. Yeah, and they changed the tray design I think the old ones were crane game trays, but looks like they've, you know, sacked them off. They're not here anymore. Which, you know, they weren't amazing. Like I said, I tossed most of them away. It's like, okay, here we go. Storage tray. So we've got doors. We've got, is this all doors? Might be. They look like door slots, but which one's which? Because does it fit everything but the base game? Is that what that's about? Hard to tell, really. Got some sort of slots here for those tokens that we just saw, the white ones, and then a little storage cubby in there. And then the bottom, big stack of doors. Chapter 11 in there. And then at the bottom, I think this is the card storage solution. So I think you put all the cards in the game here. Some standee bases and a new black monster. So the black ones are always these massive ones. So here we go. They die in need of these. I think this is the only new one. So I need a lot more. They've only got 3. It's like, you know, you run out. 3 miniatures. Anyway, they've had some alternate cards with like the side A, side B, but definitely in need of more cards, more items, all pretty good. And that's it, nothing in the bottom. So I need to figure out how to store this game with all the new stuff and the old stuff. Maybe I'll get started on sleeving this one up and tidying it up, and then work on what's going where afterwards, really. I think that's the best plan. These are going to be for the tiles. I want to keep all the tiles together, though. I don't want them all, you know what I mean? Keep all the expansions, all the tiles in one place. That would be the best way. Got these. But there's a lot of room for these, because they've got a slot in here for them, a slot down the bottom for them. I'm trying to think. They must have some sort of solution in progress. I don't think they've made it yet. Made it public anyway. And that's about everything. Back in. So yeah, that's everything that's come for this new wave. Now, will there be more? That is something that I've seen, talked about before. I heard that they're thinking of doing this as a trilogy at one point. I don't know if that's still the plan, but I remember hearing it. But it is a trilogy. This is still part 1. We need part 2 and 3, and you know, it seems like they would do more, because you've got where they do you know, Hero Pack 1 and Monster Pack 1. Well, yeah, there's only 1. So are they going to do a 2? Probably. Are they going to do more for Age of Darkness, or is that the end of the Age of Darkness and they're going to go straight to whatever the next tagline's going to be? I think that it will happen. We'll do that Dante game first, which does look cool and very similar to this, with its level playing on the missions. So see how that goes. Yeah, so yeah, thank you very much for, if you watch this through, thanks for checking out my channel. I'll probably do a full review of Wave 1, so maybe 1.5 version first, and then I'll probably move on to this later, because, you know, it's a lot of game to cover in one go, and even a lot for just Wave 1's stuff already, because that's got a lot more expansions for gameplay, whereas this, you know, you've got this and the stretch goals, but that's all you've got story-wise. You've got a cosmetic miniature add-on, you've got the dragon one as well, the big warhorse one, and then you've got the new heroes, which you're not going to really review all of them, because you kind of pick one and go with it, so you're not going to fully review it in a sense that's, you know, reviewing everything that the game's got to offer. So really, I'll finish the old stuff, review that, and then move into this stuff later. I think that's the best method. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and give your thoughts on Chronicles of Drunagor if you've played it or interested in it. I can give some things, what I feel about it. You know, you'll get a real opinion from someone. I mean, I'm not sugarcoating it. I think that it's a good game, but a flawed game in some aspects. And you know, I'll go into a detail in my review. So thank you for watching. Bye. Whoa.